Presidential hopeful Nikki Haley joins us now to respond live from the Granite State. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Ainsley. Great to be with you.
Great to have you on. What's your response to that? He says you have no chance.
You know, I was listening to you guys this morning. I think it's irresponsible for the press to say this because Democrats can't vote in this primary. They haven't been able to change their registration for months. He's going out saying, I want to cut Social Security. I've never once said I want to cut Social Security. And everybody's talking about the fact, is she a conservative? I want you, Ainsley, you've known me a long time. How am I not conservative? I was a Tea Party governor. I passed voter ID. I passed the toughest illegal immigration law in the country. I cut taxes. I passed tort reform. We paid down our debt. I went to the UN. We cut $1 billion. Just because the media says it, because Donald Trump says it, it's wrong. We've got to start telling the truth. And the problem with Donald Trump and Joe Biden is they think if they tell Americans something, that it's the truth. But the problem is both of these guys are lying to the American people, and the American people deserve the truth. I am not going to do anything that's not going to be tough on the border because I passed the toughest illegal immigration law in the country. I'm going to be hard on China, and he wasn't hard on China. He praised President Xi a dozen times after China gave us COVID. There are multiple instances that we need to start asking Donald Trump the questions and stop taking what he's saying to be golden, because I've never once said I was going to cut Social Security, but he said he was going to raise the retirement age of Social Security to 70. He proposed a 25-cent gas tax increase on all Americans. He put us $8 trillion in debt in over 4 years, and our kids will never forgive us for that. What I'm telling you is, it's not personal with me and Donald Trump. This is about how do we save our country. I don't want my kids to live like this. We don't need to continue to live like this. And what does it say when we've got the media deciding who's a moderate and who's a conservative? Because I'll turn the question back. What have I not done that wasn't conservative? I've been a conservative all my life. Find one thing. No one can mention one thing that says I'm not a conservative. And so, look, I'll tell you that I think it's important that the media be responsible with what we have, but we're going to keep telling the truth. But the fact that Donald Trump's lying, it's another reason why he won't debate me, because he knows I'll call him out on it.
Okay, so you said last night you would pardon Donald Trump if he is convicted of a crime. This kind of indicated to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm still with him. I'm still friends with him, and I still support him.
Well, for me, it's not personal. I mean, the problem with Joe Biden and Donald Trump is we've seen they take all of politics personal. That's what's gotten us into this situation with the country where we are, where it's divided and it's toxic. Politics is not personal for me. This is about how we move the ball. I don't think it will do anybody any good to have an 80-year-old president sitting in jail. I think the way you move our country forward is, yes, I would pardon him so that we could move on. We need a new generational leader that's not going to go and divide America and decide who's good and who's bad, who's right and who's wrong. We need someone who's going to take America with solutions so that our kids feel like they have a country they can be proud of. That should be the goal of all of us, is how we move forward. And I don't think moving forward is by making sure that an 80-year-old president sits in jail.
We are getting a lot of emails this morning because we talked about something earlier in the show about the price of groceries. Inflation and border, that's what we're hearing when we go to these diners. I'm sure you're hearing the same thing there in New Hampshire. Help Advisory just came out with these numbers. American families are spending $270.21 a week on grocery. That's more than $1,000 a month, Nikki. And for a family of four, it's more than $1,200. I have a friend who has two boys. Each of them eat two chicken fillets when she cooks for them. So she has to buy double because she has all sons. What do you say to the voters? And then I want to also read you some responses from people who are listening.
I think the problem is people are paying more in the grocery store and the gas station, but their mortgage payments have gone up. Their insurance payments have gone up. Everything that we have to pay, it's all gone up. And Joe Biden wants to go and sit there and tell us the economy is great. Nobody feels like the economy is great. Everybody feels the burdens of what's happening with all of this inflation. We've got to get the spending down. That's why I've called out Republicans and Democrats for the wasteful spending that they've done. We've got to stop borrowing. We're paying 8% in interest. And we can't continue to go like that. In 2 years, we'll be spending more on interest payments than we will on our defense budget.
Yep.
We don't want Russia, China, and Iran to see that. We've got to start getting our spending back on track.
These are some of the people that were watching Fox this morning. This is from Brooke. She said, my husband made over $120,000 last year, and we are living check to check. Biden is destroying the middle class. This is from Bob. $8.49 for a quart of half and half now. 3 years ago, at the height of the pandemic, the same quart was $3.49. Hard to afford creamer in my morning coffee, along with the cost of the coffee. It looks like these grocery stores, inflation's gotten a little bit better over the course of Joe Biden being in office, but the grocery store prices haven't gone down.
Well, I think you can thank Joe Biden and Donald Trump for that. I mean, when they added all that stimulus money into the system, that's what happened. But that's why I said we've got to open up the middle class. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. That's why we want to eliminate the federal gas and diesel tax in this country. We want to cut taxes on the middle class. We want to make small business tax cuts permanent. They made corporate tax cuts permanent, but they made small business tax cuts temporary. Small businesses are the heartbeat of our economy. We're here in Kay's Cafe right now. That is what makes a community. We've got to start focusing on those businesses and those people getting cash into their pockets as opposed to taking it away from them. People are tired of working for government. They want government to start serving the people again.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on with us. We'll see you in New Hampshire. We'd love to have you on the show. We'll be there Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thank you so much. Wishing you all the best.
Go to NikkiHaley.com. We're going to do this. Take care.
Okay. Thank you. You too.